Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell! Give 'em a hand! And let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town, of New York town.
It's time, Mets fans! Opening day 2.0. What is going on, everybody? I hope you all are having a great start to your day. I know sure as hell I am, because finally, after a very long weekend of thinking that we were going to have opening day already, teams already had their entire series done with. The Mets didn't even get to play yet because of the Nationals, but we're finally here. What's up, guys? And we're going to be getting rolling here in just 1 second here with my man, Richie at Mets Media. Richie, you're coming in. What's up, buddy? How's it going? How you feeling, my man? It is, in fact, opening day. It's legit. It's real this time.
It is real. We are finally here. I am hyped up. Thank you for letting me join in on the stream with you, Wardy. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Mets opening day is finally here. Like you said, I've been watching baseball all weekend, watching the damn Yankees, and I'm like, where are my Mets? And here we are today. It is officially New York Mets opening day. Jacob Degrom on the mound. Let's go!
Let's go, indeed. And just so you know, I'm not sure if your actual mic is on or maybe if it's just your computer. Just so you know, because it sounds a little different. Just to give you a heads up. But also, thank you all so much, Mets fans, that everyone just chiming in. I really appreciate it. We got Sam, we got Eli, we got Hima, we got Garden State Gardner. Let's go, Mets indeed. Bryce, everyone, Ghostway, guys, Justin, if I missed your comments, I apologize. But thank you so much for everyone being here. AB, Darren, my man, Sledge, Juventus, Forza, yes, for GG, I love it. What's up, Julio? Again, thank you all so much, everyone, just chiming in. We are amped. We are so pumped. You know, you're right. I was watching plenty of Mets games as well not Mets games, a lot of baseball games over the weekend, you know, just so excited with baseball back. But finally, it's happening. Finally, it's here. I will be at the game later this evening. I still can't even believe it. I think once I actually step foot in Citizens Bank Park, I'll be like, damn, okay, this is actually happening. So this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I know you're doing a pregame show in a couple hours too. So guys, I have it in the link down in the description for you guys to check out. Kevin, what's good? Yo, everyone, just thank you all so much for being in. So what our motive will be for today's stream is we'll just be sharing our initial reactions to today being opening day. Maybe we can touch on a little bit about the presser that just happened with Cohen and Alderson, if you caught any of that, and really just our excitement going into today's game and how we think the game is going to go a little bit further. So if we lose the Matt Moore again, knock on wood, hope not, right? But Ghostway Array with the donation, my man. Thank you so much. I thought you were going to today's game. I am. Trust me, I am. I'm leaving in a couple hours. So I want to get the stream out before then, though. So thank you so much, Ghostway, for the dono. Guys, hype in the chat for Ghostway. Just thank you so much for chiming in. It means a lot, my man. And thank you all so much, just Mets and baseball fans, for being here. But, okay.
Real quick, how does my mic sound?
Your mic sounds better now.
All right, yeah, because I've switched it. Now it's coming from here. Thanks for letting me know, because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no problem. But, yeah, so what is your initial stance on today? Richie, how excited are you? Basically, watching the games over the weekend too, did it just build that anticipation more? It's like, okay, come on, just give me the damn game already.
Yeah, I mean, as you guys know, when Francisco Lindor signed that extension, I was live with you guys here on Wardy's channel, and it was my birthday, and I was looking forward to watching Degrom on my birthday, opening day, and then while I'm out, eating breakfast with my friends, I get the news that it's canceled, and I'm like, what? And then I had a feeling like there's no way this series is going to go down. And then the whole series gets canceled. So I'm just watching all these highlights all over the place, all around the MLB, walk-off home runs, beautiful home runs, defensive plays. And I'm like, wow, look at all this beautiful baseball being played. I feel so left out. And I love how Luis Rojas said in the interview that he said it's like, our players are animals in cages. Like they're ready to unleash, and we are getting so amped up. I don't think there's ever been this much good vibes heading into a Mets opening day, especially because of the news of Francisco Lindor getting locked up. That really makes it that much greater, and we have the best pitcher in the world on the mound tonight for us. And we're going up against, like you said, more when instead of, Max Scherzer and all those guys who were supposed to go up against. And the Phillies just swept the Atlanta Braves. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens tonight. And I'm excited. Like Wardy mentioned earlier, I'll be going live on my channel at 5 o'clock to give you guys a little pregame show. So stay tuned for that. And I'm just super excited, man. I got a lot of high expectations for the game tonight after hearing Steve Cohen and Sandy Alderson talk just a moment ago. Vibes are excellent.
Vibes are excellent indeed, my man. And also, huge shout out to Michael King for the donation. Thank you so much, buddy. Lovely member here on the channel with the donation. Really does mean a lot, my man. That all goes right back in the channel. I'm so freaking excited. Disney Dude says, Hema, again, thank you all so much for being here, guys. Aiden, I know everyone's so hyped. I love it. Give me more hype in the chat, guys. That's what I want to see. This is such a ginormous day for us as Mets fans with this new regime, too. And I really enjoyed a lot what I heard in the presser with Cohen and Alderson, and a lot of optimism, to put it lightly. Again, George here, one of the members on the channel, says that he's going to be seeing Trevor Bauer next Star Wednesday wearing a Mets cap and heckling. As you should, George. That's great. But yeah, so in my personal opinion, on that presser in kind of a nutshell, leading up to today's game, I love the fact that we had Steve Cohen go out and say that he's like best buds with Lindor now. They text each other all the time. And granted, if I get thrown the bag of $341 million, I want to make sure that I'm texting that guy constantly too. So I like that the feelings are mutual there, and I like that relationship. They said that in regards to Conforto, that talks didn't get that far, but they still fully expect it to continue. So that's a good thing. Hoping that that does, in fact, get done, because Conforto, you guys know him by now. If you don't, he's my favorite player on this club. He kind of always has been since he landed with the Mets. So I'm really hoping for the best on that front. But man, oh man, I just still can't believe. I still cannot believe that today is finally opening day, man. It's been so long to wait. I felt like this offseason was by far longer than anything else. Michael King, hype up. Absolutely, Michael. And it's so hard to put into words. I really just since I woke up today, I barely got sleep last night too. I was just so antsy. I was like, oh my God, like tomorrow's actually happening. So yeah, guys, again, just so you know, if you don't already, you will in fact be able to check out Richie at his stream later tonight, I believe starting at 5 p.m. Eastern time, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And I'll be vlogging, so I'll be posting on my socials on Twitter, especially basically plenty of stuff leading up to and at the game itself. I'll have that vlog out hopefully sometime tomorrow. I'm hoping to get it done early enough because I really would like to stream tomorrow's game if possible. So I'm going to try to stream tomorrow's game. So before that, the vlog should hopefully be out. So I hope you guys are excited. I know I am. So Mets fans, continue to roll in your thoughts, get some questions in if you'd like. And Richie, is there anything else that you would like to add? And, now we're facing up against the Phillies, a club who swept the Atlanta Braves, the Braves who are expected by many people going into this year to not just have a good season, but to win the division. Let's not forget they were literally one game away from going to the World Series last year and had a strong lead against the Dodgers, but then they just choked. The Dodgers came back and had a great series. But what's your stance on this series coming up once again that we touched on previously, Mets Talk, the pitching matchup, and what players stand out to you the most heading into tonight's game outside of Jacob Degrom being on the mound?
And shout out to Eric with the super chat, 1986.
Oh, that's awesome. Eric, my man. I love that. Let's answer Eric's question here. Thank you so much, buddy. Another great member here on the channel. Hype. Okay, that's it. That's the super chat. I love it. Thank you so much,
super chat I've ever seen. 1986 vibes. We need that. We're going for the championship, baby. Let's do it. But
I love it. Thank you so much, Eric. Dono hype in the chat as always, guys. So yes, again though, what is your initial stance here on the series and tonight's game in particular?
Well, the way I'm looking at it, outside of Jacob Degrom, I'm expecting this offense to be all over the place in terms of being like elite. This offense is supposed to be potent. It's supposed to be one of the deepest lineups we've had in a long time. And we're going up against a pitcher who was pitching in Japan last year, if I'm not mistaken, correct? I mean, he historically is not the best pitcher. We're not going up against Aaron Nola or Zach Wheeler, who had a very good outing.
Yes, 10 strikeouts over 7, 2 hits, RBI or 2. Yeah, you did it all.
I love Zach Wheeler, but it sucks that he's on a division rival, so I can't root for him. But yeah, man, I'm expecting this offense to score minimum 5 runs. I mean, I think it would be inexcusable. There's no excuses. I understand, like, maybe the position players are not in rhythm because they had so many days off. They thought they were going to be playing Thursday, and now they're playing Monday. But if this offense really wants to show up and say, like, okay, on paper, we're great, but let's prove it, I want to see this offense score a lot of runs for Jacob Degrom. Like I said, because the guy on the pitching mound for the Philadelphia Phillies, it's someone that we should go off against. So that's what I'm looking at. If we want to get into individual players, I want to see Michael Conforto, because I feel like he's going to have a very interesting season just because of the whole contract situation. As we know, he's not inked up long-term yet. There's a good chance he hits free agency. So that he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, and it's a contract year. And if he goes off this year, then he's going to be getting more money in the offseason. So I think he's a guy to look out for to have a career year. And obviously the big ticket guy, Francisco Lindor, finally see him in a game that counts. What he can do in shortstop defensively. Is Pete Alonso going to carry over his hot spring into the real season? So there's a lot of people. And then obviously the new guys, James McCann. How is he going to be as our catcher? Is he going to be able to throw people out at second consistently? Is he going to be really good behind the plate? Is he going to have a good relationship with the pitchers like DeGrom and the bullpen? How is he going to be hitting? There's a lot of question marks. And another big thing is the bench. We have all new players on the bench. So who's going to come in for Jacob Degrom and pinch hit for him? How is he going to do? We're going to go into a defensive lineup late in the game and take Dom Smith out and put in Amora or something like that. So I'm really interested. There's a lot of things that we can get into, whether that's Rojas's, how he maneuvers the bullpen, how he does pinch hitting, pinch running, and all these good things. I'm just really excited. There's so many things that we can talk about and what we can expect. But man, if you guys are hyped up for tonight's game, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Let's get over 100 likes for my guy Wardy. We got 51 likes, 108 people watching. Smash that thumbs up button. Jacob Degrom, he will be pitching 7 innings, 11 strikeouts, 2 hits, 0 runs. Ah, man. I don't want to say that again. It's Jacob Degrom. How can you not predict that?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard. I'm honestly not going to give a prediction on Jake because I'm seeing him tonight. But I will just throw this out there in the atmosphere. And again, guys, if you're just chiming in, if you love Mets stuff like us, if you're diehard fans like us, please make sure that subscribe button. We just passed 6K on the channel. So make sure that those buttons were the fastest and largest growing Mets channel here on YouTube. Check out Richie at Mets Media as well. Another great up-and-coming Mets channel as well, who will be streaming tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern time for pregame. So smash those buttons, guys. It really does mean the world to us. We'll answer some questions here shortly. But Jake, I'm seeing him tonight, and I will just say this. I've not been to a Mets game since August 31st of 2019. I put this on Twitter. The last time I saw Jacob Degrom, because I do believe, I think I've only seen him twice in my life. I actually might have seen him 3 times back when he had the long hair. I just don't remember too well. The last time I recall seeing him was on March 31st, 2018. What was also important about that start was that was the first start of the 2018 season, which led to his first Cy Young. So take that as you will. I'm throwing that out there into existence. If you want to think one way, think one way. If you want to think another way, think another way. But I like DeGrom's chances tonight. First time I'm seeing him in basically 3 years. I'm so pumped. And I do believe he's going to have a strong outing. Again, Phillies are confident. They're going into the series knowing that they just swept the damn Atlanta Braves, who by many accounts are viewed as the favorites for this division this year. So I think it's going to be a good series for the Mets. I really do like the favoritism on their part, unbiasedly speaking, when you look at just the pitching matchups in itself. The Wednesday game I'm concerned about, which I'll be attending as well, so stay tuned for another vlog. And guys, just so you know, I will be attending tonight's game again. I'll be vlogging. The video should be out sometime tomorrow, and I will be in section 209. So if you guys are trying to look out for me, if you're trying to meet up or anything like that, either prior or during the game and would like to be part of my vlog for a short time, simply just try to find me. If you want more details, I'll probably have on the community tab on Twitter, on YouTube. And also I will be giving updates on Twitter as much as I can. before and during the game. So guys, just know that if you want to check me out and actually meet me or anything like that, I would love to do that with you all. But LFGM indeed. So, okay, Richie, so you think that Degrom is going to go 7 innings, 2 hits, 11 Ks. I like those odds. I really do. What player do you think is going to stand out the most from a position player perspective? Who do you think is going to lead the team in hits today? Assuming the Mets get hits, right? Let's hope that it's not like a shutout the other way. Who do you think is going to get the most hits today for the Mets? And who do you think is going to be overall the most impactful from a position player? So you can either pick one of the same guy or you can pick 2 different guys.
I'm going to go with Pete Alonso. I think just because of how hot he was in spring, and you can't read too much into spring, whether a player is slumping or he's red hot, but I want to see Pete Alonso take that step and prove that he is the future first baseman of this Mets squad, because a lot of people last year were on top of Pete. They're like, oh, he was just a one-year wonder. Oh, maybe he's not as good as we thought he was. He was a revelation his rookie season, leading the whole MLB in home runs. And then he was struggling last year, but at the same time, he was on pace to be top 5 in the league in home runs, and people forget about that. So I think Pete Alonso needs to prove that I am defensively and offensively the future first baseman, because Dom Smith, he is so good offensively at the plate, and that's why he has to be in the lineup. Unfortunately, we don't have a DH, so he's going to be playing left field. But I want to see Pete Alonso have at least an extra base hit tonight. That's what I'm looking at. I think he's somebody that needs to – he's the big X factor, I think, of the offense. When it comes to this whole lineup, I think if Pete Alonso can get to his rookie ways or even better, that's what's going to take this lineup to another level, because we know Francisco Lindor is going to get on base. We know Nimble's going to get on base. So can Pete Alonso bring in those players?
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. I think Pete is going to have a good game tonight too. At least I hope so, right? I think he's a beautiful matchup against Matt Moore, the left-hander, who had, I believe, a 5.58 ERA in Japan last season, and the year before that, and just a couple outings before being done with the year in 2019, had a 7 or so ERA in the year before that. His final full season in the league with the Giants, his numbers were not strong, and he had over a 4 ERA. So it's a good matchup from the Mets side of things, especially with righties. And Elliot here with the big donation, my man. Guess who? It's Elliot. That's who. Thank you so much, my man. Have fun at the game. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Elliot. Let's get some more dono hype in there for my man. If you guys are members, you guys can use the dono hype emojis I have. But yeah, I think it's going to be a massive game for Pete tonight, hopefully. And I also think that, guys, you really need to look at, the righty and lefty matchups. And JD Davis stands out to me. I think JD could have a big game. I also think Lindor is destined to get at least 1 hit. I really feel it's going to happen. Hopefully more, right? But first game off that big contract, you'd have to think that is something up his sleeve against, not the strongest left-hander in the league when it comes to rotations. And then when you also look at James McCann, I think McCann could actually make a strong appearance. Remember, this is McCann's first game as a Met too. Don't forget about him. Even if he's in the 8-hole, remember, he's a pretty damn good player. So I like the matchups. I really do. And I just like the overall matchup for the Mets tonight. I'm very excited about it because in more ways than one, I could just see this lineup. As long as they're clicking, as long as they're in rhythm, to an extent, it's early in the season. So again, if the Mets end up losing tonight and having little offense, the last thing I'm going to be is all that upset, because at the end of the day, these things happen. They could be out of sorts a little bit, mainly because of everything that's been going on with not playing this past series. But I really, really like their odds. I'm going to tailgate the game today since I couldn't get tickets. Oh, no problem, Dave. Sorry, I gotta go. You're going to, you're going to be at the game just tailgating? Okay, Dave. All right, well, buddy. Well, look out for me then, because I'll be at the game fairly early. I'm trying to get there at least an hour and a half early. But yeah, I really like the righty on lefty matchups as a whole. That's what I think.
How far away are you from the game, from Philly?
Without traffic, an hour 15, hour 20. Not bad at all. It could even be quicker than that. It all just matters on traffic once you hit the turnpike. Yeah. Am I going Tuesday? No, I'm not going Tuesday, Jake. I'm going today and Wednesday. So, yeah, no Tuesday. But tomorrow, I'm going to try again to have the vlog done. Hopefully, I'm going to try to do it after I get home from the game tonight. I'm probably going to be too exhausted, but I'm going to try. And then hopefully do tomorrow's stream. So I don't know what you'll be up to, Richie, but maybe you can be part of the stream with me if you're not busy covering the Knicks or something. So you let me know on that front.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, guys, I'll answer some of your questions now, and then we'll just have more discussions here. But again, guys, it's opening effing day. I know it's a little, different just because we were expecting this a couple days ago, but it just today does not feel the same. I can tell you that much. It has not felt the same since I woke up, and it's not going to feel the same. So I'm absolutely pumped. I'm so excited. First game I'm seeing since 2019. First game it'll be your scene this weekend, right, Richie? Are you going to the Saturday game?
Yeah, I'm going to Saturday's game, the second game at home at Citi Field. Hopefully it's Jacob Degrom, but we'll see because he was supposed to be the fifth man starter, but I don't know if the whole rotation is going to get all funked up after the delay. Do you think Degrom's going to pitch?
Well, they said Walker's pitching the first game of that series.
Yeah, so that means that's the fourth man. So is the fifth man going to be like Lucchesi or something, or are they going to put Degrom at the fifth day? Because initially the rotation was, the first four, and then Degrom was going to pitch on the fifth day. So that's my question.
Yeah, here let me try to help you out quick as I'm just looking at things. So yeah, the first game is Thursday. So if they go a normal 5-day for Degrom, which they might, because I honestly think DeGrom's going to start that Saturday. I do. I think that they're going to just skip the idea of doing Lucchesi or whoever that Friday because there's no game that Friday. So then with the assumption they go back to DeGrom, then Sunday's game, it'll be Stroman. And then the first game in Philly, that'll be going through that entire series. That'll be Pearson. And then the Tuesday game should be Walker. And then Wednesday game will be Lucchesi or, whoever is opening. And then that Thursday game. So it looks like DeGrom, as of right now, if he plays Saturday, then he should be pitching again on the Thursday game, which is the final game you and I are going to at 12:15.
Fire. So also, if you guys didn't know, like Wardy said, he's going to the entire Mets-Phillies series next week, and I'll be going to the last two games of that series. It's a 4-game series at home against the Phillies. I will be with Wardy for the second to last 2 games, and we'll be vlogging and all that good stuff. So stay tuned for a ton of vlogs here on Wardy's channel. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to
be so much fun. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out still how I want to go about it. If I want to try to vlog and edit them quick and have them for each game, or if I just want to do a series summary. I just don't know how long the video will be. So that's the only thing holding me back from figuring that out yet. But I'll get it figured out soon.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot to get into.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. I'm just reading some comments, guys. Anything big happened today? So I'll re-up my membership when I get home. No need to apologize, Joe. Thank you so much. Love Joe. Great member here on the channel. Anything big happening today? I'm assuming that's sarcasm, right, Joe? Come on. Okay, but I hope you're having a great day, buddy. Again, thank you all so much, Mets and baseball fans, for just chiming in. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. If you're hyped like us for this being finally opening day, make sure to smash those buttons. Help us get to 100 likes and help us get to eventually 7K subs for our next short-term goal here on the channel. I'll be at Citi Field April 15th. I will see you there, Ariel. Richie and I will be there, so look out for us for sure. And no, that is not my dad, Julius. That's fine. Taking a math test. Good luck on the math test. But Richie, okay, another question for you here. So what are you most excited about, would you say, this season? Is it the inevitable Francisco Lindor being a stud? Is it Pete Alonso having a monster year possibly? Is it Jacob Degrom pushing for a third Cy Young? Is it the overall rotation? Is it the overall club? Like, what are some things that really stand out to you that maybe aren't as stereotypical when you think of this club on paper?
Yeah, man, I might have to be Francisco Lindor. That might be the typical answer, but it's true, man. I mean, we just gave this guy this third richest contract in MLB history. So I want to see his first year on the Mets be a really great one. I think he should solidify himself as top 3 shortstops in baseball, at least, especially with the contract we gave him. And I think he will. I have a lot of confidence in that. But that's definitely if you want to just pinpoint one player on the team, and you can pick so many players. I mean, I'm just picking Lindor simply because that we locked him up for the decade. He's now the face of the Mets. He is the future. He's the present and the future, just like Steve Cohen mentioned. I'm just really excited to see, because we have a superstar at shortstop. And shortstop has always been my favorite position growing up. I idolized Jose Reyes as a kid, like almost every single Mets fan did. I remember wearing number 7 when I played Little League Baseball myself. I would do everything Jose Reyes did. I would dive into first base head first, just like Jose Reyes, just for no reason. And I idolized the shortstop position. So it's awesome that we have the future of this team being at that shortstop position. So that's the one player I'm looking at. Can he live up to the contract? I think he will. I want to see him have a lot of defensive highlights. I want to see him show up in the clutch. I want to see him be a consistent hitter. And we can't expect him to just hit, be consistently great all 162 games. It's a baseball game. Nobody can do that. He's going to go through slumps. He's going to go through those rough patches. But I feel like his demeanor and his attitude to push through that adversity is going to get through that. And I'm just super excited to see a full season of Francisco Lindor for sure.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think Lindor is obviously the easy favorite to what should we be excited about the most, right? Like, and when we think of Francisco Lindor, he has those flashes of Jose Reyes, but he even has the potential to go beyond that with the Mets. Like there's a certain level to his game that in my mind can be, something that us Mets fans have just never seen at the shortstop position, honestly. And I think that's going to start tonight. I really do. And he definitely stands out to me. This entire club, again, I've said this plenty, but what I'm most excited about is the consistency that I think we're going to be getting with this club. That is what I'm most pumped for. I'm really, really, really pumped for that. But again, thank you all so much for chiming in, guys. I appreciate. And yes, no, I don't live in New York, so it's not like I have this long trip for the game in Philly tonight. Don't you guys worry. And I will be attending the game. Yes, for people asking. Okay, we have something. It very well could mean that I have to kick someone here because they made a very stupid comment. Damn, I'm calling you out. Why you got to be saying such a thing, buddy? There's no reason to be talking like that, especially today. I don't know.
I just want to say something I saw in the chat. Julius Randle, actually. Shout out to Julius Randle. He said that Rojas mentioned in a press conference that Lucchesi will be pitching, so they don't want to overload Degrom. So that means I'm not going to see Degrom.
Oh, on Saturday?
Yeah, I guess so. But does that mean will we be able to see him in that Philly series though? So if Degrom will pitch Sunday,
no, we won't.
Wow, that just killed my vibe. I thought I was going to see Degrom.
God, that sucks. That honestly sucks. That sucks.
So I'm going to see Joey Lucchesi. That's what I'm going to see.
Yeah.
All right, it's my Italian brother, I guess. I'll support him.
Yeah, I think if that's the case, because then they play Sunday against the Marlins, and that'll be DeGrom. So then the Monday game will be Stroman, Tuesday Peterson, Wednesday Walker, and then Thursday Lucchesi.
So I'm going to see Lucchesi twice.
You hate to see it. Okay. Here's the hoping Joey Lucchesi is an absolute stud.
Yeah, right. Come on, Joey. I'm gonna buy your jersey after seeing you twice if you get 2 wins.
Yeah, seriously, that's a good point. Nothing happened, guys. We were just doing our math on when is DeGrom going to be starting, but if he does in fact start after today, not until Sunday, then that means that Richie's going to not see him for a little bit, nor am I. So for the next week or so, that's unfortunate. But again, it's not the end of the world or anything. Thank God I'm going to tonight. That's all I can say. I bought Wednesday's tickets for the sole purpose of seeing Jake. And then when the season was announced and everything, they said that they were doing the first rotation was just 4, and then they were doing DeGrom, so I would miss him then. And then this entire thing happened with the series, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he'll change it. No. Okay, so I went from thinking I was going to see DeGrom to then Lucchesi to now it's going to be Peterson on Wednesday. And those are really nice seats. So in hindsight, I'm excited to see Peterson. I'm not against that at all. I've never seen him pitch in person, so that's fun. But yeah, this is the one risk in a pandemic season when you're trying to line up who you want to see pitch for what day. It's not the easiest thing to do right now.
Someone's saying that I look like a mix of JD and Conforto.
That's funny.
Is that true?
Let's see. Luis says we're in a good position. Worry Braves got swept. Mets have a chance to win the series, and if Nationals take 3 out of the 4 from the Braves, we have Marlins next series, so we'll be in a really good spot. Yeah, again, I'm not too worried about standings just yet. The Mets literally did not play a game yet, So there are teams that have upper hand on them, and they kind of will be until they make up those games, which I will be going to one of them. I'll be going to that made up opening day game, whatever happens in DC. I just don't know yet. So hopefully they announce it soon. That's really all I can say. Here, let me just get rid of this person quick because you're acting like a clown, and then we'll dive in more. So
tonight is going to be a very interesting night for me because I got my Knicks playing the Brooklyn Nets and a Mets opener. So I'm going to have both games on at the same time, and then I'm going to make a recap video to both games. So stay tuned for my recap video of the Mets game tonight. It's going to be wild. And also, like we mentioned earlier, I'll be live on Mets Media at 5 p.m. to give you guys a little pregame show. We can all get hyped up leading up until the opening pitch. So make sure you guys check that out. That's down below in the description. If you guys don't know where my channel is, Mets Media, trying to get as many of you guys in my pregame live show. So I'll see you guys over there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Make sure you check that out. And thank you all so much again for being here, guys. Tim Dog, Worry, what's up, my man? Thank you all so much to everyone chiming in and for shouting out. I appreciate it. iTalk Studios, hope you're doing well. Same to you, my friend. Good luck with you and your favorite team or teams this year as well, buddy. I really appreciate that. And I just appreciate all you guys chiming in. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I think I'm just most excited more than anything is like actually just attending a game. You know, I feel it again, when you go like a year and a half without going to a sporting event, for me, who's literally nothing but sports and sports and music, like those are my two favorite things. So like if you can't go to any of these events, they hurt a lot. So finally able to make this happen, seeing Jacob Degrom on the mound and literally over 3 years for me, just about 3 years actually, is insane. I have yet to see him in like his full Degrominance now. I saw him right in the beginning of it. Now I'm seeing him still right in the heart of it. So that's really exciting to me. And yeah, just Francisco Lindor, man. If he does anything impactful today in his first game, I don't know how I'm going to react. I just hope I don't have to use like the bleep button too much, like when you put in a noise to bleep your swear words when you're editing. That's my biggest worry for today's vlog. I have to be real with you. So we'll see how that goes, and if too much profanity gets thrown out there or not. Jack here though says, "What's up, bros? Happy opening day. I must say it warms my heart a little. See the Phillies sweep the Braves, even if I hate both teams." Yeah, I know it's a little bittersweet. I gotta say, wouldn't you agree, Richie? To see the Phillies not just win the series, but damn, they swept them. Like who expected that one?
Yeah, I did not expect that. Actually, one of my buddies, Scott, who's always in the stream, remember him? He's a big Mets fan, obviously, and he texted me the other day, and he's like, "Who are you more afraid of, the Nationals or the Phillies?" And I said the Phillies. And I just feel like the Phillies are going to be the best team in the division outside the Braves and us, obviously. I think that's the one team we have to look out for because they are a stacked team low-key, and I'm really worried about them. And for them to sweep the Braves, obviously it's so early in the season. You can't read too much into it. But we have a big game tonight. We're going up against their fourth starter, so we should take care of business with Jacob Degrom on the mound. But I was definitely shocked. I did not expect him to sweep them. I thought at least they'll get 2 or 3. But I don't think it's something we can read too much into it. It's just a sweep of the first series. I think the Braves are going to be fine. I think the Braves are going to get right back into it. But I definitely feel like the Phillies are going to be way better than people think.
Yeah.
And let me just make I hate the Phillies. Like, I don't want you guys to think I'm just saying, like, I'm worried about the Phillies. I feel like they're going to be a lot better than we can all expect.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell. I personally think the Phillies are, borderline still the 4th best team in this division when all is said and done. But again, if they're pesky earlier in the year, that can make a drastic difference on these clubs. All it takes is one major slide against your divisional opponents to really have issues. So the Mets need to make sure that they're giving their A game no matter who they're facing, no matter what the situation is. No matter if it's, coming off of, assuming you had opening day to not, that series being canceled and then having to train in DC and then going down to Philly this game, them coming off the series sweep, whatever it's going to be, they need to make sure that they have their A game. I believe that they're ready for it. But yeah, let's put it this way. The NL East is the most stacked division in all of baseball. And anyone that says otherwise, I have a bridge to sell you. It's the honest truth here regarding it. When you have the Miami Marlins, who are viewed as the bottom feeder in this division, that's a problem. Because the Marlins could borderline be pushing for a playoff spot, not just in this division, but also especially in the NL Central. Like
they made the playoff last year. Like, I know it was a shortened season last year, and there's an asterisk on it, but the Marlins made the playoffs. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Mets didn't.
They have some really, really strong up and coming pitching. big time, led by Sixto Sanchez and Sandy Alcantara. And it's funny because Sixto was originally from the Phillies, but he was traded there. I'm trying to think. I think it was Sixto was part of the JT Realmuto trade. So it's working out for both sides now. But Elliot here with another donation. This is to you, Richie. First of all, thank you so much for the dono, Elliot. And guys, make sure to smash that like and subscribe on if you haven't. Help us get to 100 likes before the end of the stream. That really mean a lot. It also help us get to 7K subs for the next short-term goal here on the channel. Richie, give your opinion on the rotation. Go for it.
Shout out to Elliot. I always appreciate your support. I always see you over on my channels. Appreciate you. But listen, if you want, in the long-term things in terms of this season, when Syndergaard and Carrasco gets healthy, this starting rotation is going to be great. And I feel like right now it's not that bad. I like where we're at with obviously Degrom starting and Marcus Stroman. I feel like Marcus Stroman is going to be another player that I'm going to keep my eyes on. It's somebody that can either be consistently even keel throughout the year, or he's going to have those games where he's lights out and then he has 3 games in a row where he's given up 2 or 3 or 4 runs a game. But I'm really looking at Marcus Stroman because I think he's the biggest X factor of the rotation. And then I'm really high on Peterson. I loved him last year in his rookie season. I feel like we need a bona fide lefty stud in the rotation. And I'm think that the potential is there. I feel like we have not seen the best from Peterson yet. I love his movement. I love his everything about Peterson. I feel like he has that it factor to be a quality left-handed pitcher. And then, Walker, I love his energy. I love his presence on social media. His off the field presence feels like he is all in on this Mets team. He was that guy that we got when we missed out on Bauer. So we got Walker in the building, and I feel like he is a perfect back end starter on this team. And then, if Lucchese's going to be the 5th guy for now, I'm okay with that. We'll see what he can do. But if you want to look in the long-term spec of things in terms of May and June, when we get Carrasco and Syndergaard back, this starting rotation is going to be really good, especially if Syndergaard can get back to at least we don't have to expect him to be dominant right away, but I feel like as his season progresses and we get towards August and then even September, I feel like that's when Syndergaard can get into a rhythm. And if we get DeGrom and Syndergaard back to where he was, and Stroman being his great self, and then Carrasco being Carrasco that we traded for, who's been every single year he's been consistent veteran starting pitcher, and then Walker, and then we have the depth of Peterson, and we have so much depth. And that's what we have to realize that this Mets team did. A lot of people were harsh on them in free agency because we did not land Bauer, we didn't get Springer, we did not get the big fish guys. But what they did is they traded for a superstar Lindor, locked him up long term, and they acquired depth. And that's what you need to do, because how many times has the Mets been decimated with injuries and it's just a nightmare and we don't have anybody to fill in the shoes? That's what this Mets team did. Instead of going out there and spending all their money on a player like Springer and even Realmuto and even Bauer, even though they were in on Bauer just didn't want to come to the Mets, obviously. They gave him a really high offer. But what they did is they pivoted. Instead of putting all that money into 1 or 2 players, they really spread the wealth. They got all these depth pieces. So I'm really liking what the starting rotation is looking like, especially as the season progresses.
No, I agree with you. The rotation, I think, is going to exceed expectations in certain rights. And, like anything else, you're going to have your highs and your lows. I don't expect this rotation to be filthy, dominant all year long. That is inevitably not going to happen. So I think that Peterson, I'm excited for him. And a great comment that I saw here as everyone was just rolling through here was saying how he was compared as a prospect to Hyun-Jin Ryu, which is a great comparison because Ryu is the absolute ace for the Blue Jays. He's a stud. I like that a lot. And I think that Peterson can be a part of the long-term future here in this rotation. And it gives them more flexibility too. A big thing that we need to take into account. The Mets have so much depth in this rotation now. It's stupid. Like once you have Thor, Carrasco back, who might add update on Cookie Carrasco. He's been throwing. He already did, I believe, a 2-inning simulated game in Port St. Lucie yesterday. He's still viewed as week to week after originally being part of that 6 to 8 week diagnosis, however you want to say it. But it looks like that he might be here sooner than later. Not that they're rushing him, but I could see Carrasco back with the club possibly before the end of April, which is exciting. That everything's going faster than I expected with him. Because again, it's his hamstring. It's not like it's his arm or anything like that. It's just up to how nagging is it going to be for him? Is he stretching? Is he making sure that he's keeping loose? So it doesn't really hinder all of him that much on the mound. It just hinders his mobility, which was the same thing with Stroman and his injuries in the past. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited for this club, man. I really am. I think that they have all the necessary tools to be arguably the top team in the division this year. And I also believe that they have the potential to make something of this year and not just be a team that, has a above 500 year. I think that standard of just being above 500 is done with. We don't have to live with that mediocrity, if you will, where it's like, okay, you get the pass. They had a solid year going into this year before Steve Cohen bought the club. I think we could all agree above 500, damn, that's a damn good season, right? But expectations need to be far higher than that now, significantly higher. You can't be, a like 80 and 80 or so team. It's not going to roll with this club if they want any aspirations of having a deep run, and they very much do. So I like their chances, and I really like their matchup in tonight's game and this series overall, especially when you look at the Phillies bullpen. It's not the strongest bullpen in the league. It's one of their biggest issues currently, and the rotation, back half of the rotation, see if they take advantage of that. They lack depth in a lot of areas of their lineup, so I'm very curious from the Phillies' perspective to see how they perform this series too, because yes, they have the Bryce Harpers, who's bound to hit at least 900 OPS this year. We're going to see these things happen, but how much depth is there really outside of that? That will be a big test that I expect us to get a taste of, at least in this tonight's game and this series. If not right from the jump, maybe right from the first pitch. Who knows? But I really, really like the chances of this series and game overall. And before we get any further, I'm going to just answer a couple questions I'm seeing. So again, guys, thank you so much for chiming in, Mets fans. It's opening day. Smash that like and subscribe on. You know the drill by now. Really means a lot. And make sure to check out Richie at Mets Media and his link in the description down below for his pregame special around 5 p.m. Eastern time. So just reading more stuff here. I'm happy that I can put Lindor in my fantasy lineup now, as you should, David. I love that, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Just reading some more comments here. And again, just thank you all so much for chiming in, guys. It really does mean a lot. Just sharing our initial thoughts as Mets and baseball fans. Jack Palomero, member, asked a good question here saying, Tyler, what do you think about Conforto staying long-term, do I think? I do think Conforto will stay long-term, but the Mets just need to make sure that they commit to this guy. And that's my only worry, truly, with Conforto. I've always felt a little bit worried when I saw the first comments from Sandy Alderson about George Springer and Conforto going back over the past 2 months. How, if we landed George Springer, it would have directly hindered us keeping Conforto long-term, which granted, not that that's not true, but why would you say it publicly? That bothers me a bit, honestly, and to prioritize Springer over Conforto up until the point of not, that worries me too, because I believe that there's still more room for Conforto to grow in his career versus a guy like Springer, who is still a fantastic player, but we all can probably agree he's hit his peak in his career. He might have a high RBI season this year because he has a fantastic offense around him, but outside that, Springer's 31, Conforto's 27-28, basically a 4-year difference. I like the odds of Conforto still growing as a player more so than Springer, and they're respectfully in their careers. So that's my stance on Conforto. I do think it'll get done. I just don't know if it'll happen before the end of the season and free agency. But Richie, why don't you answer a question or two here that you see that you feel is noteworthy?
In the chat?
Yeah, go for it.
I see somebody asking me, talking about the Rangers and hockey. So Josh, I do cover the Knicks, the Jets, and the Mets, but I do not cover hockey. That's the one sport I never really grew up watching. So I'm not going to really give my input or my opinion on hockey because I don't want to sound uneducated. But let's hear it.
I'm going to grab a water real quick. So
yeah, go for it. We lead the league in hitting last year, and we only got better. That's true. I feel like last year we really struggled the most in, getting players scored. When players were on base, we were not be able to drive them in. And that was our biggest problem. And I feel like now that our lineup is way more potent this year with, it's so deep. I mean, you can just imagine how deep this lineup is. And all these players at the top of the lineup that can get on base efficiently, such as Brendan Nimmo, Lindor, and we'll see who bats that 3 spot. I don't know if it's going to be Conforto at 3 tonight just because we're versing a lefty. But I'm just super excited to see what the hell happens tonight. I'm so over the speculation. I'm so over all this nonsense of just worrying about what's going to happen and predicting this. I want to see it happen already. Richie, how old were you when you first started being a Mets fan? I was 8 years old during the 2006 season when we went to the NLCS and lost in Game 7 to get into the World Series. I remember a vivid memory of me being a child, 8 years old. My parents are having a party for the game. And when we lost, I remember smashing my chair to the ground, breaking it, and hysterically crying when I went to bed. And then, and then I went to opening day the next year, 2007. So that's my Met. That's how young I was. But someone wants me to say walk. I don't know.
No, he's done. He's done. He kept spamming it. He goes in his like 3 to 5 minute timeout. So we get him.
Hey, Richie, do you think it will be World Series or bust for Mets, or playoffs for this year can be a lead of where Mets can go? That's a good question. And he asked the same question to you. So he says, do you think it will be a World Series or bust for the Mets, or playoffs for this year can be a lead? I don't think it's World Series or bust this year.
Yeah,
but I will say it's playoffs or bust, because if we do not make the playoffs, it's a disappointment. And Steve Cohen said today in his press conference that he expects to make the playoffs, and he should expect it with this team. If we do not make the playoffs, it is a bad thing. And I don't think it's World Series or bust. I feel like we need to get in the playoffs. And listen, it's not going to be easy because this division's tough. I don't even think it's guaranteed we win the division. There's a good chance that we make the wild card, which is okay. And we got to win that wild card game. So I don't really think it's going to be World Series or bust. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that playoffs are important. If you don't make playoffs this year, there's a major problem going on. And again, Brendan, Al, thank you so much for chiming in, guys. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think that the Mets need to make playoffs this year. It's at the sake of Luis Rojas keeping his job. And it's kind of funny that we're talking about that, considering Sandy Alderson said today that they have not picked up Rojas's option for the 2022 season as of now. So there's no selling point to suggest that Rojas will be here beyond this season. It's going to be up to him at the end of the day. If the Mets have a strong season, if they go as expected, like we truly believe that they will, then good things are going to happen, right? But we need to see it first. And I think that's perfectly fine from the Mets standpoint. I really like the fact that the Mets kept Rojas for at least this year, to give him some of a leash year, to try to groom them themselves from the Alderson, from the Cohen, and from their new regime perspective, because he's such a young guy that you can really kind of gel into how you want him to be versus a seasoned vet who you know exactly what you're getting with from the managerial side of things. So yeah, it's definitely in my mind playoff or bust year, but I'm not sold on the belief it's World Series or bust. The Dodgers are not on the same level as the Mets. They're a far better team as of now. Yeah. Until it's proven otherwise, I cannot say that the Mets are a lock to win World Series this year.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I will say, though, which is like a really good thing, but a bad thing at the same time, I don't think that, I think now, this year and next year and the year after is our best opportunity to win the World Series, just because we have such a young core that we're paying nothing. You know, we're paying Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Dom Smith, nothing. I mean, we're paying them money, obviously, but they did not get a big contract. And I think all three of those guys are going to be, whenever their contract is up, they're going to hit free agency. And whether we extend them or not, they're going to be getting a lot of money. So we have such a young core on this team that are playing better than what we're paying them for. And that's what you need to do. That's how you build a sustainable winner. And that's called building through the farm system. And that's what we did with Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and Dom Smith. And that's what the only way we can continue this trend is that hopefully 2 or 3 years from now, we have people coming up from the farm and we're paying them cheap and they're the future. So I feel like now is such an important window because it's going to be hard to retain all these players. Like Conforto, we don't know if he's here next year. Unfortunately, he's not extended. Syndergaard, he's another homegrown talent. He's going to be on the team this year. He's not extended. You know, Pete Alonso, he's going to be on the team for like the next 3 or 4 years minimum. Jeff McNeil, he's going to have free agency eventually. Dom Smith, Brandon Nimmo. There's a lot of players on this team that we're paying not a lot of money. And that's a good thing for now. So I feel like it's such a really, like, you know what I mean? It's like, if we wanted to win the World Series, now is the time. Now, just because of that situation. But that does not mean 5 years from now, we're not going to be elite. You know what I mean?
You know, you're right. And it's important to realize that how long you have these guys on their rookie contracts, basically, where they have numerous years of arbitration rights. That's important. You want to really hone in this next 3 to 5 years. And that's what Cohen has made obvious, we're saying, if we don't win World Series in the next 3 to 5 years, I'll be like disappointed, because it's right. It's a good thing to have. And even if this club changes drastically over the next 3 to 5 years, where maybe they do end up getting rid of some core pieces because they bring in some really significant names and other rights, that just makes sense. Whatever they're going to do, I believe that they're going to do it with confidence, and I like the direction they're going in. But you're 100% correct. The next 3 to 5 years are drastically important, in my opinion. And those are the ones that really, starting this year and beyond, we need to be paying attention to. If they don't make it to the dance this year, okay. They had a playoff run, hopefully maybe even a one type of playoff series, knock on wood. That would be all I could really ask for. It would still be heartbreaking, don't get me wrong. You make playoffs for the first time in 5 years and you don't win it all, it's always going to hurt. It doesn't matter. You're going to have momentum. We're all going to be emotional. I get that, but it's nice knowing that this is not a make or break season for the Mets, that they have the comfortability of knowing that they're going to have this core group for at least the next couple of years, or at least they should, right? We're talking about Thor. We're talking about Conforto. We're talking about Stroman too. What are the futures going to be for these guys? Only time will tell, but I love the Mets' chances of getting something done with the majority of these guys here. So I'm really excited for it, and I really think the next 3 years will be very important. So before we go any further, guys, just again, thank you so much for chiming in, Mets fans. Everyone, it really does mean a lot. Smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Help us get to 100 plus likes. It really mean a lot, and also help us get to 7K subs. Make sure to check out Richie in the description down below for Mets Media and his stream that he'll be doing at 5 p.m. Eastern time. But here, just read more of your comments, guys. Who do I think? Brendan asked this a while ago, so I'll touch on this for a second. For both of us, Richie, if Degrom only goes 6 innings today, what do you think the relievers would be to come into today's game? My personal opinion, just when I'm kind of going with gut feeling, is I'm probably wrong, but I'm thinking Aaron Loop then would be for the 7th inning. Then the 8th inning, I'm taking one of Castro or May. I don't think we see Familia or Betances today unless it's a complete blowout, and that's not a bad thing. But again, if it's a close game, I don't want to see either one of them pitching. I'll be a little mad, not going to lie. But I think that we could very well see Castro as a setup guy. I think that's something that they will be doing plenty this year with how strong he looks in spring. And then Edwin Diaz. If we see Edwin Diaz in the 9th, that's a damn good thing. That means that, we have the lead, right? So hopefully he doesn't blow it like the last time he did when I was in Philly.
Yeah, I think that's a good situation. I'm hopefully seeing 6-7 innings of Degrom, and then 8 Trevor May, 9 Diaz. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. I think May makes a little bit more sense than Castro at 8 for debut. I just don't know. I have a confident feeling about Castro. So that was the only thing that went behind that.
Love Castro to be a beast this year.
Yeah,
we need I think every Mets fan knows this. The biggest, question mark to this whole team is the bullpen, and that's unfortunately one of the most important groups in the entire league in terms of being competitive in baseball. It doesn't matter how many scores you run or how good your starting pitching does. If your bullpen just completely falls apart late in the game, you're going to lose a lot.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And I think Castro is going to be a dark horse for the Mets this year to really be one of their best pieces in that bullpen. Man is like 6'7", throws 100 with command now. Sheesh, he's looking good. So I just want to say this here from Joe, says going to be 6 to have Degrom and Mad Max in the same rotation this year. What? What are you saying, Joe?
Next year,
you think we're going to get Max Scherzer now?
Is he?
I don't know about that one, but I like the optimism.
Is he a free agent?
No, he will be a free agent after this year.
Oh,
so
okay.
And he'll be 38. But by God, would I be against Max Scherzer if he has another good year? No, hell no. Just imagine that.
Bring him in for 2 years. I mean, those great players pitched until I'm expecting Degrom to be pitching till he's 40. And we also heard that the Mets are in extension talks with Degrom, and that's important because he has an opt out next year, and I'm not worried about it. But I just feel like if I'm Steve Cohen, I'm talking to Degrom and say, hey, Brodie Van Wagenen gave you a really cheap contract, and you deserve more. We want to, you deserve to get paid as what you're doing on the field. And I feel like, will it hinder the Mets financially? I feel like they'll try to maneuver it. But if Steve Cohen really wants to show Degrom his appreciation for him, I would extend him and give him a little raise. Because if there's anybody in the world, in this league, that deserves a raise, it's Degrom. And is he getting paid in pennies? No, he got extended. He's getting paid a lot of money. But if you compare it to the other pitchers, it's like, DeGrom's getting paid this, and he's getting paid that. That should not happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Degrom. I love the fact that they're already in preliminary discussions. You need that. So to hear that right before the season starts is like, okay, that feels damn good because it's not like he's not locked up. He is. Could he opt out? Yeah, but I don't see it happening. Yeah, I do think that he
That's
will.
like one of the reasons I low key did not want Trevor Bauer is just because like we're paying our second pitcher more than our first, and I feel like that would have been a shot to DeGrom. I don't think DeGrom would have took it personally just because he's so even keeled and he's very professional and he knows how great he is. But I don't know, paying Bauer like $40 million and then DeGrom getting his, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, to just kind of go back on that stance in a nutshell, I wasn't worried about it because the Mets as a whole organization talked to numerous people, staff, and players, including DeGrom, on bringing in Trevor Bauer. And look, Jacob DeGrom made it clear in his presser that if he wanted to become the highest paid pitcher in baseball, like by far, he would have became a free agent. You know, he extended with this club because he wanted to be here. And he's still one of the highest paid pitchers in all of baseball. Let's not forget that. I believe, if my memory's not mistaken, isn't he top 3? Isn't he right behind Garrett Cole? Yeah, I think he's close to. He's on it. He's on a big contract. Let's not forget, like $130 million contract or so. So like, it's not like he's not getting paid money. It's just the fact that you just need to remember the difference. You know, if the Mets were in a situation where they brought in Bauer, right, the last thing DeGrom's going to be is upset. He's going to be happy knowing that he has another, like, realistically what should be a dog in the rotation. Now, granted, it's not like Bauer just went like 6 scoreless innings and then in the 6th and the 7th gave up 4 runs. I was
about to say, can we just take a moment and appreciate Trevor Bauer's opening day of performance? Because I was laughing so hard when I saw that 6 innings, no hitter. You can just imagine in Trevor Bauer's head. He's like, "Oh, I'm the man, no hitter first time," and then he gives up 4 runs, and his ERA is up to 5.8.
He was yelling and strutting too. Look, again, we're gonna love to hate Bauer this season. That's inevitable. You know, he's everyone's favorite guy to hate. I don't have a personal gripe with him. I know others do, but it is funny because it's like when you're acting cocky and confident, it's like, all right, just if that's me, I would much prefer to do it towards the end of the game. Like if you're like doing a full 9 innings or something, then do your strut, do your shit, because he was only like halfway through and like just mocking these guys, and then he gets murked and they almost lose the lead. And then you see the cat run on the field, not to get on a tangent. Did you see that too? And that was funny as hell. That was just an entertaining game overall.
And of course, the Dodgers have to score like 10 runs, so it's like doesn't even matter. He still gets the W. Yeah, like that shows you how unimportant the win-loss column really means for pitching. You know, like you can give up 6 runs and your offense can score 10 and you get the win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly. And anyone that's been more relevant with Jacob DeGrom than anyone else, I think, that we've noticed. You know, not just from a Mets fan perspective, but in general. Like when you have guys that literally come in and like Jake and gives up, 2 or less runs on an average night every 5th day for a season, but he can't even crack 10 effing wins. It's like, they're finally starting to come around because he did. Look, if they were concerned about wins, he would not have a Cy Young right now, which would be beyond criminal. That would be a massive issue.
And the worst, I remember these nightmare games where we would still get the win, but DeGrom would pitch like 8 innings or 7 innings, 1 run. We're winning 1-0. And then in the 9th or something, they tie it. And then we still end up winning in the extras, but DeGrom doesn't get credit for the W. Like even when we win games when DeGrom's pitching and he doesn't get credit for the win, it gets me so mad. He deserves the W.
No, he does. And fingers crossed that happens and he prevails tonight. So just stay tuned for that. Again, I think this is going to be a massive game for them. And Joe said right here, do I have to leave for the game soon? Yeah, I'm leaving in. It's going to be 2 now. So we'll be wrapping up the stream fairly soon. And then I'll be heading to the game right around 4 or so because it's not too long of a trip where I am. So yeah, in literally 2 hours, I'll be heading out to the game. So you guys will be on for the ride.
I got a busy day on my channels. I'm also going live. Any Jets fans in here? Yes, I know not every you guys are Jets fans, but I'll be live at 3 o'clock on my Jets media channel with my buddies, and we're going to be talking about all the latest stuff around the Jets quarterback situation, the draft. And then I'll be live on Mets media at 5 to give you guys my pregame special. And then I'll be making a recap video to the Mets game after the game and a recap video to the Knicks game after the game. So that's what I'm doing today. If you guys are interested, check me out over on Jets Media, Knicks Media, and Mets Media. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure to check him out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Look, we have Baby Wardy. Someone made a Baby Wardy account. That's actually pretty funny. And I'm from the headshot that I'm seeing, it looks like one of like my OG videos on my hockey channel, just from the personality. So that's funny as hell. Love that. You'll love to see it. All right. But again, thank you all so much for chiming in, guys. We're going to be wrapping up here in just the next couple minutes. So feel free to get your final thoughts in, your final comments, your final questions, all those great things. But in a nutshell, it is opening day. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. Expect the vlog to be out sometime tomorrow, hopefully earlier in the day. Again, I'm going to try to grind it out and do it after tonight's game. I just don't know how exhausted I'm going to be, honestly, between the drive, and hopefully it's a good game. So you're going to probably have my voice lost by the end of the game. So again, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. And Richie, look, we're just a week away. We're going to be going to games before we know it, buddy. How's that feel?
I know, man. I'm super, super pumped to finally get into Citi Field. I'm going to a lot of games. Friday night, I'm going to the Knicks-Grizzlies game at the Garden. And then Saturday, I'm going to the Mets game. And then I'm going to 2 Mets games with you later on in the week. So I got a busy schedule. I got to take a lot of COVID tests.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to have to take those rapids like crazy, or I'm going to just have to take a PCR. Because I'm just thinking, if I take a PCR, if I'm taking a PCR maybe on Saturday, will that cover me for like 1 or 2 games? If I'm going,
it has to get, in there, and it has to get in time before game time, obviously, and it needs to be taken 72 hours prior to the game. So I think your best bet, honestly, is just take a rapid every single one. If you can find somewhere where insurance covers it, that's what I'm doing. So it's free.
Is there a place by you that we can get rapids for, like, when I go with you? Okay.
Yeah, but we should probably I'll hit you up after the stream. We don't have to talk about it live.
Yeah. We'll give our insurance details here. Why not? Okay. But okay, yeah, that's perfect. Again, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. And I also just want to mention here what I thought was interesting before I just answer some questions is that what's the lineup tonight? Scott said.
Oh, Scott's in here. What's good, Scott?
It hasn't been. Yes, I recognize Scott. That's your buddy, Scott, right? Yeah, I see. I remember him because I see him constantly, and I forget what do I know him from, and I realize it's you. And I think that the lineup is probably going to be what we've seen kind of all spring,
and it's also against the lefty on the mound, right?
Yeah,
so it might be a little different.
It might be a little different. You're right, but if we just stick with what we know, you're looking at probably Nimmo, Lindor, Conforto, Alonso, Tom Smith, McNeil, J.D. Davis, McCann, Degrom. That's probably what we're seeing, unless they mix it up a little bit.
I'm predicting that they're going to put Pete in the 3-hole against the lefty tonight.
Pete in the 3-hole? Okay. That could be possible.
Just because they're against a lefty.
I mean, that's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. We could very well see that. Where am I staying tonight? Again, guys, I'm going to be sitting right around section 209. So look out for me there. I hope you guys are excited because, again, I know I am. I think it's going to be great. So section 209, just look out for the short Mets fan. I'm going to be wearing the Lindor jersey, but I know it's going to get a little chilly tonight. So I'll either have a hoodie under it or my iconic Mets denim jacket. So just look out for that stuff, guys. You're Sam McWilliams. What's up, Sam McWilliams? Happy to have you here. McWilliams, when are you getting called up? I've been waiting. I've been a heavy Sam McWilliams advocate in spring, all right? I want to see this man in the show. He has some filthy stuff. He just needs to put it all together still. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it. One more thing I just want to say here. Actually, you know what, Richie? I'll let you take away. Why don't you answer a question or two if you see anything, and then we'll kind of wrap things up here.
All righty. All I see is Sam McWilliams, where Baby Wardy saying stop spamming. We got someone asking, where's 209, your section you're sitting? Here's a good question. Look, while we did lead the league in hitting last year, we couldn't score on a with their legs wide open. That's why bringing in a guy like Lindor is going to help a lot. Yeah, Josh, you're right. Francisco Lindor is the reason why this offense is going to another level this year. That shortstop position last season with Rosario and Jimenez was not, consistently good at the plate. And Lindor is a superstar talent. So to put him at the top of that lineup with their already meaty, potent offense, it's only going to take it to the next level. And he's a switch hitting monster, and he'll be batting righty to start the season off. So I'm excited to see that. But yeah, that's going to do it for this stream. You guys know where to find me. I'll be live tonight or this evening at 5 p.m. over on Mets Media to give you guys a pregame show. So make sure you guys tune in to my stream over there. And any Jets fans, I'll be live over on my Jets channel at 3. So thank you, Wardy, for letting me join in. We got a lot of stuff tuning in, throughout this entire Mets season here on WardyNYM. So make sure you subscribe to my guy and enjoy the game tonight, bro. I'm very jealous. Enjoy Jacob Degrom and represent Mets Nation hard.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely do my best. And yeah, I'm excited. I really am. Again, Richie, thank you so much for chiming in, being a part of this. It means a lot, guys. You know the drill by now. One more time for the people in the back. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. I hope to see you guys there at tonight's game. If you are, look out for me because I will, in fact, be in attendance, section 209. Hope to see you there. Let's go, Mets, baby. Check out Richie's channel in the description down below. 5 p.m. Eastern time is his stream time. Make sure to check out all of his channels. If you're a Knicks, a Jets, Mets, whatever you're a fan of, he is definitely probably covering it one way or another. So, guys, it's Jacob Degrom Day. Let's get Degrom.
Let's go.
Dego is finally going. And with that being said, let's go, Mets, baby.
I'll see you guys at my stream at 5.